stop, before you watch anything else, you need to hear this. You don't have a money problem. You have a pattern. And that pattern is running your life. Quietly, automatically, relentlessly. You wake up, you think the same thoughts, you make the same decisions, you repeat the same behaviors, and then you expect a different result. That's not bad luck, that's programming. Because your brain is not designed to make you rich, it's designed to keep you safe. And to your brain, safe means familiar, even if that familiar is struggle, even if that familiar is being broke. Let that sink in. You are not just earning money, you are recreating your identity. Every decision you make is a reflection of what feels normal to you, not what you want, not what you say, what you're used to. That's why people stay stuck, not because they don't try, but because they return again and again and again to the same level, the same income, the same habits, the same excuses, and they don't even see it because it feels like life. But it's not life. It's a loop, a psychological loop. And until you break that loop, nothing changes. You can learn everything, you can try harder, but your system will pull you back to what it knows because growth feels like pressure. More money means more responsibility, more decisions, more exposure. And your brain asks one question: can we handle this? If the answer is no, it slows you down. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. You hesitate, you overthink, you delay, and you call it, "I'm being careful," but you're not. You're protecting your identity because deep down, you're not used to more. You're used to this level, this pressure, this limitation, and anything beyond it feels wrong, even if it's better. That's why you sabotage yourself, not on purpose, but by pattern. You start something, then you stop. You get close, then you pull back. Not because you can't do it, because it doesn't feel like you, and your brain will always choose familiar discomfort over unfamiliar success. Read that again. This is the trap, and most people live in it forever because they never question it. They just adjust. They lower expectations. They normalize struggle. They call it reality. But it's not reality, it's conditioning. And conditioning can change, but not with motivation. Motivation fades, awareness stays. You don't need more effort. You need to see the pattern, catch it, in real time. When you hesitate, when you delay, when you want to escape, that moment is everything. Because that's where the loop runs. And if you can stay there just for a second longer, without reacting, without going back, you break it. Not completely, but enough. Enough to create space. And in that space, you choose differently. Not perfectly, not always, but differently. And that's how identity changes. Not by force, by repetition, new actions, new responses, new patterns. Until one day, you notice something strange. You didn't react the same way. You didn't stop. You didn't go back. And for the first time, you moved forward without resistance. That's the shift. And once that happens, money changes. Because money follows identity, not effort, not knowledge. Identity. Who you are when it's uncomfortable. Who you are when you have a choice to go back or to grow. And if you keep choosing growth, even when it feels unfamiliar, eventually it becomes normal. And when it becomes normal, you don't chase it anymore. You live it. If this made you pause, good. That means you're starting to see it. Because this is where you stop repeating the same patterns and start breaking them. And here's the part that most people avoid, because it's uncomfortable. If your income doubled tomorrow, would you actually feel calm, or would you feel pressure? More expectations, more decisions, more risk. Because money doesn't just expand your life, it exposes you. It shows you how stable you really are. And most people aren't. Not internally. That's why they lose what they gain. Not because they're careless, because they're not ready to hold it. There's a difference. Anyone can make money once, but keeping it requires a different identity, a more stable one, a more controlled one, a more aware one. And that's where most people break, not when they're struggling, when they're growing, because growth brings pressure, and pressure reveals patterns. The same patterns you've been running for years, avoiding, delaying, escaping, overthinking. And when that pattern meets pressure, it collapses, and you go back to what feels normal, back to what feels safe, even if it's smaller, even if it's limiting. Because your brain doesn't measure success, it measures familiarity. So if struggle feels familiar, you'll recreate it again and again in different forms, with different numbers, but the same feeling. That's the loop. And breaking it requires something most people avoid: staying. Staying in the discomfort, staying in the pressure, staying in the moment where you would normally escape, because that moment is where identity shifts. Not when things are easy, when they're not. When everything in you says, go back, and you don't. That's where change happens. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. And once you do that enough times, something changes. You don't feel the same resistance. You don't react the same way. You don't collapse under pressure, because your system has adapted to a new level, and that level becomes your normal. That's when money stops feeling heavy, stops feeling dangerous, stops feeling like pressure, and starts feeling neutral, manageable, sustainable. And that's when you finally understand. It was never about money. It was about capacity, your ability to hold more, without breaking, without escaping, without going back. And once you build that capacity, everything else follows, naturally, without force, without struggle, without chasing. Because now, you're not trying to become someone else. You already are. So if you're still watching this, don't rush away from it. Sit with it. Because what you're feeling right now is not motivation, it's awareness. And awareness is the first real step out of the loop, not temporarily, permanently. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means you're close. Subscribe, because this is where you stop being controlled by your patterns and start controlling them.